Welcome back, everyone. Good to have you along for another show full of fabulous holidays. It's time to cruise away with Derek and Joe and get ready for adventures in the Mediterranean coming up.
Yes, we have 3 wonderful Dream Away packages coming your way and a selection of cruise lines too, from family fun, carnival to the stylish, relaxed, home feel cruising of Holland America Line. Now, we've done all the hard work to get most of your holiday sorted for you and for you to see the biggest range of destinations available in Europe.
And whether you're planning for next year or even later this year, like our first offer, Travel Pay Later is standing by to help you with the budgeting. So let's get going with our first adventure, cruising 5-star with Celebrity Cruises on one of the latest additions to their stylish Edge-class ships. We're starting our 30-night trip on the 3rd of September by flying you over to London in the UK, and we're staying first in the iconic capital for 3 nights in a hotel. I tell you what, there's loads going on in London at this time of the year as well.
Yeah.
We were just talking comedy clubs and things like that.
Oh,
of course,
yes.
the British pub scene in London is fantastic. There's loads of shows to go and see, and of course you've got the iconic tourist landmarks that you will definitely want to tick off the list. Well, you've got plenty of time to be able to do that.
Yeah, that's a really nice mini break escape time, isn't it? And also, of course, the shopping as well, class. You've got Oxford Street, Covent Garden, Regent Street. Oh, you're going to love it. Then it's time for us to cruise on the fabulous Celebrity Apex. We have got a back-to-back cruise for you for 24 nights in total. And you're going to be embarking out of the fabulous port of Southampton, of course. Now, look, this is one of the newest, most exciting ships at sea, the Apex. Of course, it does represent the apex of cruising today. These ships are gorgeously designed. They have this wonderful flow to them. Even when you're outside on the walking deck, it kind of has this ebb and flow to it. And you have these incredible artwork installations around the ship as well. Real plants up on deck. You have infinity pools, and not just one. There's several around the ship for you to enjoy, and hot tubs and things like that. Pop-up live music. Now, you're all inclusive on the cruise, which means all of your beverages and your Wi-Fi are included. So I just think this makes budgeting for your adventure so much easier. Wi-Fi can cost you, if you do it a la carte, it can easily cost you up to $50 a day or more than that. I've paid in the past. Same with drinks, you know, so your water, your coffees, your wines, your spirits, your beers, your non-alcoholic, your of course everything is included. The staterooms on Celebrity are really state-of-the-art, aren't they?
Oh,
it's so good.
Amazing. So lush, so plush, wonderful beds. They're actually rounded beds, and you think what difference that
they
make.
are,
I don't, it
yes.
seems to add to the comfort.
Yeah, it does.
Honestly, you just float away on a complete dream. They are amazing, these ships. I mean, they've used some of the biggest names in design from around the world to actually, they've basically said to them, okay, here's a cruise ship, give us some wonderful 5-star features, and they have delivered. And it costs them billions of dollars to get these ships onto the sea. But I tell you what you enjoy and what you see literally at every turn on one of these ships is an opportunity to pick your phone up, point it at yourself and do a selfie.
Yes.
They are so nice looking, and there's just a really nice, comfortable, relaxed vibe going on. There's plenty to do, by the way. You can see the club is
it's buzzing.
Yeah, buzzing to the wee small hours of the morning if you want to be.
Archery, game shows, all your favourite outdoor games as well, like shuffleboard. They have the giant chess. They have, oh my gosh, the shows on board. I'll just leave it to your imagination, but I have to say one of them has an actual car on stage. So we are cruising out of Southampton, and the first port we're heading into is Greenock in Scotland, lying on the banks of the River Clyde. Of course, for Glasgow, some of the finest Victorian architecture in the entire United Kingdom is here. You've also got Loch Lomond, not too far away. It's absolutely beautiful. Then we're into Reykjavik in Iceland. Iceland, of course, the land of fire and ice, the land of Vikings and volcanoes and glaciers and lava fields, a place of amazing geothermal wonders, including the Blue Lagoon, which is my #1 visit. Then we're into Isafjordur, also, of course, Iceland. Now, this is the West Fjords Peninsula, and some of the shore excursions I'd recommend include the Best of the West Fjords and the Arctic Fox Centre. Then we're into Kirkball in the Orkneys, situated on the northern coast of mainland Orkney. in the islands, up in the very top of the United Kingdom. You've got the Highland Park Distillery and the St Magnus Cathedral there at your doorstep. What a beautiful part of the world. We're back into Southampton, and we are, of course, going to be embarking on cruise number 2 now. Now, you can head off in Southampton for, places like Bath, and of course, London's not too far away on the train as well. Great shopping right there in Southampton. Then we're into Portugal for the second leg. Leixos is our first port, and this is a wonderful place to visit. The port wines and the regular wine industry. You can do a tour which will take you through different vineyards. Actually, Lisbon's up next, the capital of Portugal, of course. You have got the beautiful Belém Tower and the Jerónimos Monastery to visit. Why not do a hop-on, hop-off bus tour, which will give you a little taste of everything, or perhaps a trolley tour. Then we're into Valencia, beautiful, Spain's third city. You have the Quatre Serranos there. They're towers at every quarter of the old town, the medieval town in Valencia. And you have the incredible l'Oceanographique, Arts and Sciences. Barcelona, fabulous Gothic Barcelona. You have got the amazing Sagrada Familia Cathedral right there. Parque Güell up in the mountains, designed by the world-famous architect Gaudi, of course. Then we are on to Ibiza, one of the most famous Spanish islands. It has got the most amazing old town, of course. Ibiza is probably known for its partying, but it's a very tranquil place to stroll around. You have the hippie market there for shopping as well. Then it's Palma de Mallorca. Now, honestly, this is a beautiful part of the Balearic Islands, and whether you are just strolling oceanfront and grabbing yourself a cocktail and some lunch, or heading into the old town, you will be assured to love this port. Then it's Cadiz. This is the gateway, actually, to Seville, where you can see the world-famous Alcazar, the iconic Moorish palace, or perhaps the Cathedral of Seville, or the Old Town. They have a great market on the riverfront there as well. If you're a bit of a foodie, recommend it. Then we're back into Southampton, where you'll disembark, and we'll fly you back to Sydney. Well, this is a really interesting itinerary. Of course, you're starting off in London, heading to Scotland, Iceland, the Orkney Islands, and then on the second leg, you get to see a taste of the Mediterranean, some of the most iconic destinations, and some of the kind of off the beaten track destinations as well. Love it.
This is going to be incredible. And of course, there's been lots going on up in Iceland recently as well. I mean, it's very, very geothermal, as Joe mentioned earlier. And the volcanoes, well, they have been spewing lately. So very, very exciting part of the world. So do you fancy this then? The whole of September exploring the Med and Iceland and the UK on a 5-star cruise. Incredible. Price I'm about to give you includes the airfare from Sydney over to London, 3 nights in a hotel there, so a lovely city break. Then that 24 nights of sheer indulgence on Celebrity Apex around the UK to Iceland, Portugal, Spain, with some iconic cities on that itinerary as well, like Valencia in Spain, Reykjavik up in Iceland, Lisbon in Portugal, Ibiza, Barcelona. It's all there, which is brilliant. The cruise also includes your classic drinks package and Wi-Fi for the entire cruise. It ends back in Southampton, and the price includes your flight back from London to Sydney. Deposits today of $3,500 per person, and the whole trip, which is super iconic, and not long to wait for this one either. Just under $11,000 there, and you can break down the cost of that holiday as well with Travel Pay later, of course. Just speak to the team. But that is amazing value for money for what we've packed into that. And of course, a cruise is a great way of not just seeing one place, but many places as well. You are ticking a lot of places off the list at the same time. Let's look at upgrades on board Celebrity Apex. So if you want to upgrade from your inside stateroom up to ocean view, or up to the wonderful infinite balconies, and the infinite balconies on Apex are absolutely wonderful. Rather than having a traditional kind of outside space, you actually get about 20 something more % worth of stateroom, and the big window, actually the top half of the window comes down and creates a balcony, and there is your wonderful place to go and enjoy the fresh air, have your breakfast sent to your stateroom. Just enjoy it. It's wonderful. What a trip. If you want to know more, call us right now. 1300 412 358. Speak to our team, because that is incredible. And that's just offer number one. Our second dream away to Europe takes us to some of the most romantic and talked about areas of Europe. The style and panache of Italy, Sicily and Greece, among others. And we're sailing there in style as well with Holland America Line this time. The 26-night trip for July next year starts by flying from Sydney over to Barcelona in Spain, the Catalonian capital. And we have 2 nights here to say hola. There you go. There's your first Spanish lesson. That's now you know how to say hello in Spanish.
Oh, there we go. That's easy. Now you just have to navigate the rest of the words.
Yeah.
But no, don't worry. You're in Barcelona. A lot of people do speak English if you don't speak Spanish.
Yeah.
Or they speak Catalan as well. But what a city. My goodness. I was lucky enough to live here some time ago. And I have to say, it's absolutely magical. You have the Gothic quarter El Born, which has the most fabulous tapas bars and a Gothic cathedral. And then look at this. This is the Sagrada Familia, which is the masterpiece of architect Antonio Gaudi. And so is Parque Güell. There's so much more to see. Great shopping, a wonderful beach, the mountains of Montjuic. Then it's time to cruise on board the fabulous Holland America Line Oosterdam. She is part of the Vista class, and for 20 nights you're going to be on board enjoying this incredible vessel. Now, the lovely thing about Holland America Line, it's much more low-key cruising and relaxed luxury. So you're going to find those lovely polished beams, those traditional striped deck chairs. It's got a real kind of large yacht feel to it, and you know, much more sort of relaxed lighting structures around the ship. It's not about glaring bright lights and all singing or dancing the whole time. It's about you enjoying the finer things in life whilst you're voyaging and not just cruising. This is why the ships in general in Holland America Line's fleet hold less passengers. Now, this is one of their bigger ships, so it's around 2,300 passenger capacity. But I tell you what, you don't feel like there's that many people on board, because the attention to detail is so profound when you're on Holland America Line. They're real foodies too. So when it comes to not only enjoying your food, actually learning about the cuisine, they have the culinary arts centre. There's always activities in there. So you have executive chef teaching you how to make some signature dishes. You have the party planner talking you through table settings, for example, napkin folding, all of that fun stuff. Kind of unusual things you wouldn't think to learn on a cruise, but the options are always there. Look at the main dining room.
It looks spectacular, doesn't it?
You're eating like a king or queen every single night.
And this is why so many people come back again and again and again. The repeat rate of custom for Holland America Line is huge. It's so kind of one of those, once you're booked, you're hooked, because you enjoy the service. It's at a lovely tempo as well. Nice and relaxed when you want it to be, nice and lively when you want it to be. This is going to be quite some cruise. 20 nights then, out of Barcelona. Where are we heading?
We are heading into fabulous Cannes in France. Of course, this is part of the gorgeous Riviera. You can visit Nice and Monaco and Monte Carlo and Saint-Tropez very easily from this port. Grab yourself a crepe and maybe a beautiful aperitif and just enjoy the med. Then it's Portofino in Italy, which is the gateway to Cinque Terre, which are the 5 neighbouring cities. Great hikes there. You can also visit within arm's reach other fabulous areas in the north of Italy. Absolutely beautiful. Grab yourself a cappuccino and enjoy. Then it's Livorno, and you'll have to take your pick here, because you can visit the fabulous Leaning Tower of Pisa. Make sure you get a selfie there. Or Florence and Lucca are not too far away by train. Do speak to the shore excursions team, the explorations they're called on board. Then it's Civitavecchia. Now this is gateway to Rome, the eternal city. Head off and enjoy a day exploring from the amazing Colosseum through to the Pantheon, the Trevi Fountain, the Spanish Steps. There's so many iconic places. Valletta Malta awaits us next. Of course, the big honey-coloured rock. You've got the Blue Grotto there to visit, and some really beautiful buildings. This island has so much amazing history to learn about. We have La Goulette in Tunisia next awaiting us, which is known for its fabulous shopping. If you love to barter and negotiate, you're going to love the souks for sure. Or you might want to visit the Bursa ruins as well and learn a little bit about the history. We're into Greece next, the Githyon. This is actually a seldom seen place to visit on itinerary. So it's nice to go off the beaten track. Greece is absolutely beautiful. You might just want to lounge on the beach after all of that exploring in the previous ports, because you've got some serious exploring to do in Piraeus, which is, of course, the port for iconic Athens. Over 3,000 years of history awaiting you. You've got to go up to the Parthenon, of course, and have that selfie up there on the Acropolis. Then it's Corfu. Love this port for strolling around the old town and enjoying their great shopping. Grab a Greek salad and a nice glass of Greek wine, perhaps, and just drink in the ambiance of incredible Greece.
Sounds lovely,
It's beautiful, yeah. And then we're on to Dubrovnik. Oh, this is just such a wash with incredible historical ports, this itinerary. Now, this is a UNESCO World Heritage old town that you must visit. The of course, ruins here are incredible. Split, Croatia awaits us next, another UNESCO World Heritage gem. Absolutely beautiful. Croatia is it's still very unspoilt, so it does have all the charm of the old world, but mixed with modern as well. Great shopping there. Then we have an overnight in Trieste. This is the port to visit Venice. You visit quite easily, which is why we have an overnight there. But they have the great Roman Forum and cathedral for you to just visit on foot locally too. And you might just want to stay out late and stroll the streets like the Italians do after dinner. They do their after dinner walk, grab a gelato. Then we're back into Croatia in Korčula, which has the most amazing caves. So you can visit the stalagmites and stalactites. You might want to head over to the archipelagos there and take a little boat trip as well. Lots of natural beauty awaiting you. Then it's Kotor in Montenegro, which has the most amazing castle on top of a hill, which you can hike up to if you are brave. They have the Cathedral of St. Tryphon there as well, but loads of excursions are on offer. Now, we're going to disembark in the port of Athens, where you will have 2 nights in a fabulous hotel, and you definitely will need it in Athens. I know we stopped there momentarily on the of course, the cruise, but I think this is just such an incredible city, and I know many of you venturing from Oz will be heading to Europe specifically to visit Athens. So, and you might have relatives there as well. This is just bustling and exciting city with great food everywhere you go, incredible history, and so much more. And then we'll be flying you back to Sydney. What an itinerary, Derek.
Oh my gosh, Phileas Fogg, stand aside, because you become a world traveller here. This is absolutely fantastic. What an itinerary for July next year, for 26 incredible nights in all. Now, the price we'll give you for the 17th of July next year includes the airfare from Sydney over to Barcelona, 2 nights in a hotel there, then your 20 nights of romantic cruising through Italy, Greece, and so much more as well on the Amsterdam from Holland America line. The cruise ends in Athens, where we enjoy another 2-night hotel stay there before the flight back to Sydney. Deposits today on this, just $900 per person. And your price tag, again, this show is going to be tough for you to make the choices, let me tell you, because look at that. $7,599 or a $900 each deposit today. Now, of course, because this is for next year, take advantage of Travel Pay Later, because you can spread the cost of that trip before you even go down into 6 or 12 payments, which is really, really good. That's amazing. I would be straight on the phone to our team and to get that booked right now. Let's have a look at upgrades. Remember, the cruise is 20 nights, so when you're looking at your upgrades there to ocean view, to balcony or suite, bear in mind that's pretty much a 3-week cruise, which is superb. Wonderful destinations on that itinerary as well. We mentioned Dubrovnik earlier. If you're a big Game of Thrones fan, is it King's Landing that's in Dubrovnik?
King's Landing, yes, exactly.
So you get to see all the sights and sounds there as well. But so many highlights on that itinerary. If you want to have a longer look, of course, just pop that cruise ID number into our website, cruiseaway.com.au, and it will all pop up. If you're ready to talk to the team, 1300 412 358 is the number. And don't forget, thousands of offers too on our website, cruiseaway.com.au. And also come and join us on Facebook, where we can keep you up to date with flash sales and news on everything cruise. Oh, I know, it's brilliant.
I love that flash sale.
Now, our third package is just perfect for the family if you're looking toward Europe next year. It's 33 nights and one heck of a box ticker for the bucket list. Now, it starts on the 7th of August with the flight over from Sydney to London in the UK. Now, it has to be seen in the summer with so much to do. So you've got 2 nights there first in a hotel.
Brilliant.
London is such a glorious place with sun upon it, isn't it?
Well, exactly. And you are escaping, of course, Oz in the winter, which always helps, especially if you're in the south and it's miserable and rainy and cold. So coming over to London in the summer, again, every hope there might be a little bit of sunshine and nice weather. And even if there isn't, there's so much to do in London. The museums, which are mainly free as well, and so much great shopping that you're going to absolutely love it. And then it's time for us to cruise, and this time Carnival, the fun ships. Now we're going to be on the Miracle, and as we head through the Mediterranean and Greek Isles, this is going to be a double cruise for 27 nights. Brilliant. I love a double cruise.
Yeah.
You just don't want to get off after one, do you?
Well, listen, you'll love Carnival as well. I mean, you were just talking about weather. It's a good time of year to be in this part of the world. But, you know, if you have 1 or 2 days where the weather's not so great, honestly, you won't even feel it.
You won't
because
notice.
Inside the ship, there is so much for you to enjoy and love, from live game shows, brilliant trivia, fantastic food, lots of things that the family can all do together. And of course, of an evening, it completely changes again. The ship changes completely.
The dynamic really changes. And now there's always entertainment on Carnival, whether it be an acoustic guitarist you're passing in a walkway, whether it be the string quartet, or some pop-up entertainment. Then, of course, there's the game shows, there's the dance acts, there's all of that fun. Oh, and you can do dance classes whilst you're on board. You can learn salsa and line dancing and all of that fun stuff.
I need it.
So do I. I used to teach, ironically, line dancing. The headline comedy is so brilliant on Carnival as well. Now, we're going to be cruising in and out of Dover, the White Cliffs, of course. And the first port we're heading to is Le Havre, which is the port for Paris.
Wow.
So you can either head off to Paris on your own or head off by shore excursion and see all the big sites, the Eiffel Tower, the Arc de Triomphe, the Louvre, the Notre Dame, Champs-Élysées. Then it's Bordeaux, the wine capital of France. Now, if you love your wines, you've got to head on the tour to the Chateau Rosso d'Issipian cellars and wine tasting. And again, speak to your team on board. They'll be able to book you up for your excursions. Off into Bilbao, up in gorgeous northern Spain, very charming. The Guggenheim, which sits on the skyline there, is iconic. It's an amazing modern art gallery. There's the Old Town as well, where you can grab a pincho and caña. That means a tapas and a beer, by the way. La Coruña's up next, up in the fabulous area of Galicia, and you have got the iconic pilgrim city of Santiago de Compostela, not too far away. There's also the islands of Cies to visit. Leixos, Portugal awaits us next, which is fabulous, and this is kind of a gateway to visit Porto. You've also got the Douro River there. You can take a nice cruise. Cascais and Sintra not too far away to visit, which are where the royal palaces are. Then it's Lisbon for, just so much history and culture. Where do we even start? Take a tram or trolley tour to see a little bit of everything and grab yourself a pastel de nata. That's the Portuguese custard tart. Very delicious. Malaga is up next. We always talk about food when we're talking about these itineraries. Down in Malaga, tortilla de patatas. There we go. That's a local dish for you. You have the Alhambra Palace in Granada, not too far away. But the old town there is worth a visit, with lovely cobblestone streets and Picasso Museum. Then it's Toulon in France. Toulon, very relaxed town, and you might just want to take a stroll around and enjoy the feeling of actually being in France. Let that sink in for a minute. You've got the cable car there to visit as well. Then we're on to Livorno in beautiful Italy, for Florence, for Pisa. And my favourite place actually to visit in this port is a little town called Lucca. It is famous amidst the locals and it has so much charm. You can head there by train, actually. Naples is up next, and this is the gateway to the ancient civilizations of Herculaneum and Pompeii, which of course was covered by ash and rubble thousands of years ago. An amazing port. to visit for sure. Civitavecchia is next, and this is where our second cruise starts. And you can head into Rome to see all the big sights, of course, but Civitavecchia itself is just a very cool, relaxed town where you can grab an espresso and stroll around. Then it's Catacolon. Now, this is gateway to Olympia, the site of the original Olympic Games, which started in 776 BC. Crazy, I know. Emperor Theodosius actually started them. There we go. They set this at a flame every year in honour. Kavala's up next in Greece, and it was built on a hillside along the coast of the Aegean Sea. So it's a nice cultural crossroad between the east and west of Greece. Lovely mountains and beaches and picture-perfect photo opportunities right there. Then it's Istanbul, a city of two halves. In fact, you have got the Asian and the European side. So it's very worthwhile taking a tour and learning maybe about how they make those gorgeous handcrafted carpets as well while you're there. Then it's Kusadasi. Great shopping right there at the terminal, I have to say. Even if you don't go anywhere else, there's a really good market. But of course, known for the ancient city of Ephesus, one of the last standing cities of the Roman civilization. It's pretty incredible. Mykonos awaits us next, and I think you just want to take a chilled out day here after all that sightseeing. They have the whitewashed walls of the back street, very charming, the cathedral, the windmill, and you can do some great boutique shopping whilst you're in Mykonos also. Piraeus is up next, where you can visit, of course, Athens, the Temple of Zeus, the Parthenon, the Acropolis. The views from the Parthenon are spectacular. It is almost another worldly experience standing up there, that's for sure. Then we have a second stop in Naples, which you'll need because you've got Capri to visit, the island of the rich and famous. You can take a hovercraft out there, take a little hike up to the castle whilst you're over there as well, or visit Vesuvius itself on tour. That's very cool. Now we're going to be disembarking in the port for Rome, and we'll have 2 nights in a hotel. Just to let all of that sink in, I think, you might just want to stroll the streets, because around every street in Rome, you will encounter thousands of years of history. Gelatos, I mean, on tap while you're there. It's so good. Delicious food, amazing people, great shopping.
Oh, you'll love it. Get to the Vatican City if you can as well.
Yes.
And of course, from Rome, after your couple of nights there in a hotel, we'll fly you back to Sydney. Now, deposits today to make this epic trip a reality are just $1,300 each now, and the price tag that we've got for you needs snapping up as quickly as you possibly can. I mean, look at the destinations you've got on this trip, right the way across Europe and the Mediterranean. Honestly, it is incredible. You will come back. You notice, actually, we talk about the ports one after the other, but there are nice sea days in between as well to take a breath before you take in your next destination. Now, look at the price tag we've got for you. It is ridiculous. And remember, we can put a deposit down today to make this a reality. So I would suggest doing that and breaking the cost down, of course, into 6 or 12 easy payments with Travel Pay Later as well. The price includes so much. Honestly, it's ridiculous. Here are the upgrade prices to Ocean View and balcony and to suite as well. The flight from Sydney to London, 2 nights in a hotel there, the 27-night double cruise on Carnival Miracle and all the places it goes to as well, the 2-night stay in Athens at the end and the flight back to Sydney, all for under $8,000. Call us now, 1300 412 358. Wow, I'm dizzy, aren't you?
That is a dizzying, exciting
Wow.
whirlwind of travel.
Yeah.
You've got to get booking because these prices are incredible.
Yeah, they really are. We'll see you back here for more CruiseAway soon.
See you soon.